Did you know that your defense mechanisms that your inner judge is playing is actually what you see in your specific person, your twin flame playing out? So if they are defensive with you, how defensive are you with rejection? With the emotion, the feeling of rejection? How empathic are you with being ignored? How do you treat that emotion that comes up whenever they are mirroring back to you your subconscious? Whatever we resist to integrate, we suppress into our subconscious, and then we project it on our outer world, and we call this reality. And our specific person, our twin flame, will actually mirror back to us the exact defense mechanisms that we are doing on a subconscious level, and how we actually treat ourselves from the inside. And you know what this does? This it's amazing. It's mind-boggling, because the truth is we have so many defense mechanisms. We have so many, masks. We have so many ways of, showing our outer world that we have our shit together. And when our specific person, our twin flame, comes and treats us in the same way we treat ourselves, this brings the walls, the masks that we put up, crumbling down. And it's not an easy thing to go through. It's not an easy journey. It is challenging. And if people tell you that only love, it's love and light, and only love will win, and love has to be easy, you know what? I'll be honest. For me, right, I don't believe that love excludes anything else. I believe that love includes and embraces everything. That doesn't mean it tolerates, because you see, when you embrace rejection, when you embrace being ignored, all right, being neglected, feeling neglected, when you embrace that part, it actually brings our power back, because that means we're courageous enough to feel through the emotion, feel through the feeling of being rejected and being ignored, being neglected. It builds courage, and it brings our power back when we're able to feel through the emotion. I'm about to shed some light on something very important, because there's a big difference between tolerating rejection and re-traumatizing ourselves and feeling through rejection. Even for us who have been on the healing journey, it's a nuanced situation, and I want to really make it clear. So when we're in the loop of, fighting, freezing, fighting through rejection, or numbing to it, we're actually going to experience being rejected on our outer world again and again and again and again. And as we are not actually going through this integration to heal through rejection, maybe our shadow could actually become even more dense on the outer world. So the rejection that will come from my specific person, my twin flame, may be even more intense, even more. And why this happens is because that's the only way you can assure, right, that we are actually going to do the courageous act of feeling through rejection, so that we can access more of us on the outer world. You see, so the difference between tolerating and resisting a rejection and integrating and feeling through rejection is that the first, right, the resistance to it, the fighting of it, or the numbing of it, will not actually allow me to access my inner world, and will not feel like a liberation. Whereas feeling through rejection, right, so on the one part, I'm fighting rejection, I'm not getting liberated, I'm not seeing the part of me that's rejecting me, I'm not integrating with that, I'm not becoming one with that, I'm not empathizing with a part of me that's being rejected, I'm numbing to it. So there's like a numbing or fighting or freezing to it, or fleeing from it, or fawning. I mean, those are the defense mechanisms. So that's how we know we are tolerating this loop, and we're getting stuck in it. However, if we are actually having the courage to feel through rejection, and this comes close to the unworthiness wound, the father wound, right? So if you had an avoidant father that was neglectful, and you're healing the wound, it could have been a mother, either or. If you're healing through neglect and the unworthiness wound, right, you will see that rejection is your medicine, because the more you allow to feel through rejection, you will be able to access more of the parts that you have rejected within yourself. And this process is so liberating. So the actual process of feeling through rejection is not painful at all. Fighting rejection, avoiding rejection, neglecting it, freezing to it creates suffering. Feeling through it creates liberation. And not only liberation, but rejection that has been allowed to be felt becomes acceptance, more of it, within and without. So we are actually becoming the acceptance we're looking for when we feel through rejection. This is how the opposites meet and merge and work for each other. They don't cancel each other out. So back to why I began to create this video. You could understand now that your specific person, your twin flame, is actually mirroring back to you your defense mechanisms, the parts of you that kind of intellectualize why you should not feel through rejection, that it's dangerous, that you're threatened. So it could come across as this: oh, they don't know that I love them. Oh, they have too much fear, they don't understand what love is. They'll at some point understand that, I'm for them. So all these intellectualized explanations are actually your defense mechanisms, trying to prove to you why the problem is in our outer world, just to avoid feeling rejection. And the funny thing is that meanwhile, they may continue to not choose you, continue to reject you. But if you're not allowing to feel through this pain, they need to push you away. And you see, the defense mechanisms, which is our inner judge, what it's trying to do is trying to protect our inner child from actually re-experiencing pain. So when the judge within cuts the feeling of, so it numbs the rejection, it's trying to cut the connection, make them wrong, make them less than, make them not as awakened, blah, blah, blah. What it's trying to do is also protect itself from the pain that all these voices within us is experiencing. And if we see our twin flame, our specific person, what are they doing? They're trying to push us away so they don't feel pain. So in order to heal this loop, we're not supposed to go and change them and explain to them and, or say, when they understand that they have to feel through their pain and their emotions and their feelings, that's when they're gonna, no. The only thing we need to do, because in the quantum field, you just tweak, one closely entangled electron and the other one changes on its own. And with our specific person, with our twin flame, we are closely entangled electrons. We function the same way. The only thing we need to do is on this side. So once we allow to fully allow, which is vulnerable and courageous at the same time, to feel the rejection that we are experiencing, and to allow to do this, sometimes we need help because we don't allow to get triggered. Our specific person maybe has to embody such a dense shadow so that we can wake up to what it is we're doing to ourselves. So if you're needing help with that, I'm more than happy to do it for you, because in my one-to-one courses and sessions, so I have a course that's available right now. If you want to get it, it's going to help you immensely. If you want one-on-one, what I do is I emotionally simulate the worst case scenario so that you trigger your wounds but bring presence to them so that they are healed now. And this is the way we actually bend time and space. We don't have to wait for things to happen so that they become so dense, so intense, so that they wake us up and they snap us out of the limbo, or then we decide that we have no other choice, we need to do the inner healing. What I do, and this is my expertise and it's what I love to do, is I am very good at triggering what hurts, even if you have so many defenses, so many walls are up. And then with the tools that I provide you with and the presence that I have for the wounds that we all have, we are able to access them with presence and they heal instantly. That doesn't mean they vanish, because you need to do the work on your own as well. But this is what I love doing for my all of you, my clients, my people. That if this resonates with you, do reach out. Let's have a session and see if, working together is what is right for you. And check out the course. It's amazing. It'll help you trigger the wounds to bring them up from the subconscious to the conscious, integrate them, heal them, and stop projecting them on the outer world.